Hello, hey everybody. Welcome to Chalking Up the Walls. My name is April Walls. You guys are checking out my channel. Much appreciate that. It is Chalk Couture. I'm sorry, it's Club Couture February 2021 Club Couture Part 2 night. I was actually scheduled to do it last night, but we had some guests and all that, so anyway, we're doing it tonight. Yes, as you jump on, be sure to say hello. That would be super awesome. I would appreciate it. You guys actually might get a 2-for-1 tonight. I'm jumping on a little bit early tonight because I want to show you this super cool project, but then I think I'm going to come back later on and do another like an unboxing live because my all my new stuff came in and it has been incredibly hard not to open up that package, but I wanted to do it with you guys so you guys could see just how excited I am about the new ones. So we're gonna do that later tonight. But we're gonna make a fun project, probably two actually, since it is part 2 tonight. So let's get started. We are doing the February, like I said, the February Club design. So let me show you all of it. The big portion says go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Then it has these adorable little arrows. And then it also has this little portion down here that says live the life you have imagined. So we are going to use this part, the live your life you have imagined, because that's the portion that we actually did not use on our project last week. And then I think we're going to use the arrows as well. So we will most likely not use this portion, but this was the focal point of our last project. So all good. Now we will have officially used all of the parts, right? Right. I'm so excited to do this. First things first, I probably need to paint. I found this. It's cute, isn't it? This little wall hanging thing here with the double hearts and the arrow. Found this at one of the craft stores. They had all their Valentine's Day stuff like 80% off or something like that. So I mostly, be honest with you, bought it because I love this arrow, which we will definitely use on another project, probably with this transfer because it is ever so fitting. But for tonight, we're gonna use one of the hearts. So I think I should be able to just pull this string right on out of here. If not, I'll cut it, but I think I can pull it out. It's just kind of stapled in there. I might have to trim it. Man, I thought I was gonna be able to pull it out, but that's okay. Oh, there we go, winner. So anyway, how fun was that? Pulled that bad boy right on out of there. Let's take this bead and put it somewhere so I don't lose it. And then let's get this little portion out of the way. But we'll be able to do a handful of cool projects with this thing. And I'm telling you, I think, what was it? Regularly $9. So at like 80% off, it was what, like $2? Something like that. Quick mental math, something along those lines. So ever so worth it. All right, I'm gonna use this heart though, and we're gonna put it on our project. All right, so let's paint it. I'm gonna use my my tape method. If you guys have seen me paint a lot of small things, you've seen this before. But if you have not, I actually have a really big board that's pre-made for it, but it's huge and it was gonna be in the way. So I'm just gonna use this, which is actually the package that the club comes in. So I thought that was kind of fun. But anyway, just reuse it. No sense in just throwing it away. Although eventually it will be thrown away. So you take some painter's tape, make a little loop, a little circle with it, put it right down on some cardboard, or in this case, you know, like a envelope pouch. Set your wood cut out right on top of it. That way it doesn't move around on you. Okay? That way it doesn't move around on you while you're painting it. And you don't have to worry about holding it. Otherwise you would get paint all over you and that would be no good. So let's get this out of the way over here for just a second while we paint. And I think I want to, let's see how this looks. I think I just want to do kind of like a whitewash on the larger heart. If some gets on the smaller heart, that's going to be okay. And then I think I'm going to go in with our Marvelous and paint that inner heart pink. You obviously can make it any color you wanted, but this is what I'm going to do with this one. So let's get our trusty paintbrush out. I don't want to use that one. I don't want a really big one. Here we go. 2 relatively small ones. And we're going to paint. So first things first, let's make our paint. Grab some stir sticks. All right, so our chalk paste, you can actually turn into a paste. Let's give this a quick little stir. Make sure it's all mixed up and good. But essentially, we're just going to take a little bit of it. We're not going to need a lot. A little bit of it and put it in our color tray here. And get that out of the way. And then we're going to take some water and just kind of like water it down a little bit. Or a lot of bit, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, so how's everybody's weekend? I had a really good weekend. I did. My daughter had a friend over, which was fun. We haven't been able to do a whole lot of that, but things seem to be settling down. So we had a friend over last night, took her out to dinner. They watched some movies, and we just kind of like chilled and hung out. So that was last night. And then today I did the typical stuff. I had to go to the store, and I actually washed my car, because we have been getting a tremendous amount of, or we did, finally stopped. We had a ton of snow. So with snow comes that salt and crap that they put all over the roads. And I have a black car, so my car was looking pretty gray. And it's probably not good to let that stuff just sit on your car. So I went through the car wash, got that cleaned up, and then while I was out and about, I thought, well, you know what, I might as well take this opportunity to go to the store and picked up some stuff for dinner for the next couple days and that kind of jazz. And then also while I was out and about, I stopped at really a craft store, but a store that I get a lot of like embellishments and that kind of like crafty stuff. Picked up a couple cool things. Actually, one of the things I think we're going to use tonight, I picked up there earlier today. So that was good. Yeah. And the girls spent some time outside. They went out to our, we've got property out in the country. So they went out to the property and ran around in the woods and took the old golf cart out on the trail and had a good time there. So everybody had a good time. All right, so we're just lightly coating this white. I don't want it to be like loud in your face bright white, but I want to cover up some of that raw wood. So I'm just dipping into this little paint that we made, like the real watery stuff, and just putting a little coat on it. After it dries, if I think it needs a little bit more color, we can go in and just put another layer on it, but I don't want to put too much on the first layer. Just going around the outside of the heart. All right, so I think I got that relatively smoothed out, looking good there. It's real subtle. I don't know if even on the camera you'll be able to see a little bit. You can see a little bit of the difference, right? So we didn't make it loud, bright white, but we definitely changed the background just a tad. That way it doesn't look like completely raw wood. Smoothing out any little lines and clumps that I may have created in the process of that. All right, and then we're going to do the exact same thing with this inner heart, but make it like a mauve, like a real soft pink. All right, so I'm relatively happy with that for now. Let's set this over here. And then, my lips are dry. Need some chapstick or some sort of somethings like that. And then we're going to just do the same process. With this, we need just a very minimal amount. So spread that on there with my stick. I can probably go ahead and close this one up. All right, cool. And then, yep, just take a little bit of our distilled water, spray it on our paste, and water this one down as well. and make a little pink wash paint kind of a thing. It's a real thin paint. You wouldn't necessarily have to add that much water, but I don't want it to be thick. I want it to be real thin. So just judge it. If you accidentally add too much water, just grab some more paste and thicken it up. If it's not as thin as you like, just add a little bit more water until you get what you like, and just keep going back and forth until you're where you want to be. All right, awesome. All right, so trusty paintbrush, and let's wash a little bit of this color on here. This is real thin. We may need to add a little bit more paste to thicken it up. Let's see what happens. Or we could probably just do a second coat. Let's just go in lightly and just add a little bit of color here. I'm trying not to fling pink on my white, but if it happens, we'll just touch it up with some more white down the road. All right, but yeah, so that was essentially like my Saturday into Sunday. It was nice though. I was able to get some stuff around here done, which was needed, and knocked out the ever popular laundry. And like I said, I was able to do a little, not true grocery shopping, but I went to like the meat store and picked up that kind of stuff for the week. We always have vegetables and whatnot, that kind of like side stuff, but you gotta keep up with the main section, because that stuff doesn't stay forever good in your refrigerator. You know, canned goods can stay there forever, so those usually aren't my problem. But picked up some pork steaks and some brats for later in the week. Bratwursts are a super easy, fun, quick, and my crew love them, weekday dinner. So I do that, not every week, but I did end up getting a little bit of pink in there, so let's touch that up with our white. A good weeknight dinner for me, especially if I'm working throughout the week, which is typical most every week. It's nice to have an option for a quick dinner, for sure. You just throw some sides in there and you're good to go. So we do the brats, not like often, but borderline frequently. All right. Just painting away. Just painting away. We're almost done painting though. Thanks for sticking it out with me. Yep. All right, cool. It's so quiet in this house. Like I said, we had a friend. I really like that light pink look. I was thinking I was gonna go in with a second coat, but I don't think so, because I don't really want it to be like in your face pink. I just want it to have a little color, right? I think we're good. All right, so I'm gonna set that over there. Scoop my paintbrushes and this paint over a tad in case I change my mind and decide that I want to add some more. That way I don't have to mix up anymore. But let's let that dry right quick. And while that's doing that, let's move on to this. So this is gonna be the focal point of our project here. This is one of our wood house cutouts. I love our wood house cutouts. They can be used for so many different things, and they're cool because they stand up on their own. You don't have to worry about putting a hook or any like type of hanging device on the back. They stand alone. And I mean, they've got some weight to them such that they don't just fall over, but they're light enough where you can like attach them to a different background surface. So they've got all kinds of potential, and I love them. All right, so let's do our chalking on this one. I'm gonna pull off our transfer off of our backer. I haven't used it yet, but when I cut it up last week, I did write on the back. So I don't need to do that again. I do, however, need to make sure that I fuzz it really well because it is sticky. Brand new and sticky. So just take your fuzzing cloth or any towel that you've washed a few times. I've seen a lot of people even use their t-shirts and that kind of jazz. I'm a little leery myself of using the t-shirt, not that it wouldn't work, but I lose a lot of hair, and I find that I have hair always somewhere on me, so I'm always afraid that those are going to get stuck to my transfer. So I don't personally do that too much, but it works. I've even seen people use like their jeans, like denim and stuff. So you can fuzz on anything that you want. The important part is that you do it. It doesn't so much matter how you do it, just make sure that you do it. All right, we're gonna stick this down on the bottom because our heart's gonna go at the top. And it is a pretty big heart, so I need to get it as close to the bottom as possible and smooth it out. And then I think for the paste, I wanna use our shimmer shadow, which is our black shimmer. So I opened it up and stirred it up, and it's beautiful and ready to go. So I don't have to mess with stirring. I figured you guys were watching enough paint dry. You didn't necessarily want to watch paint being stirred too. So I'm gonna take my squeegee before I do anything with it, so it's clean and dry and all that jazz, and just press across the letters. That way I make sure I get all of the air out of it. And then I'm gonna take my little spatula here, my stir stick, and we're gonna go across it. Okay, so you just take your squeegee and cover all of that silk screen area till you can no longer see the background coming through, which is actually brown. This house cutout I painted using the exact same technique that we just did, only obviously it was with our camel. It was with one of the lighter browns a while back. So it has, it's been just sitting on my table waiting for something to come along that it needed to be used for. And I think we have found it. All right, so we're gonna slowly peel up and watch the magic happen. This is my favorite part. I've been a Chalk Couture designer for a little over a year at this point, and it still is just absolutely awesome every time I peel it up just to see the magic. All right, so there are our words, live the life you have imagined, on our house cutout. See the white, the backside of it? This is what they naturally come in. And I just put a very, very light brown on it just to give it a little bit of dimension and make it look, you know, like a wooden home, or a I guess you could even do like a light colored brick house. But anyway, all right, so let's hope that this is pretty dry. It's pretty dry. It is, but just to make sure, let's take this bad boy out right quick, make sure it's super dry. Guys, I'm getting the new quick dry heat tool spoon. I'm so excited because it's like quiet. It's not necessarily silent, but it's almost silent. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I am beyond excited. That's for sure. All right, and then we can just place this on top with our hot glue. And I do believe this cute, quick, fabulous little project is gonna be done. I might hit these letters too while we got it out, just to make sure I don't touch it and smear it, because it looks perfect. All right, cool. The shimmers typically will take just a tad bit longer than our regular paste to dry, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and do that. But anyway, it's done, it's done. All right, let's get our trusty hot glue out and make sure that it's ready to go. I plugged it in, so it should be, yep, it is good. All right, so let's just flip this over, put a healthy amount of hot glue down towards the middle. I try to focus on the middle of it, because otherwise you could have a little bit like kind of squeeze out on you. And then you can always just go back and pull them strings up. But in lieu of having to do that, sometimes it's easier to just put the glue in the center and then you press and hold for just a little bit. That way it has time for that glue to set up. And we're good to go. All right, check it out. And like I said, you could definitely do this in any color scheme that you want, but I think this would make a lovely little housewarming gift. You can get like a bottle of wine or something to go along with it, and then people will always remember you whenever they look at it. And there it is. How quick, easy, and simple. Oh, you guys were able to see it pretty good. All right, cool. I was going to do a close-up for you, but I think you were able to see it. All right, so let's scoot this one over and let it sit there for just a second. And then let's work on our second project using our arrows. So this is actually, I don't need the hot glue for this, so let's stick you back up here. This is actually one of the things that I found today whenever I did a little bit of that shopping, like I was telling you about. All right, let's get these cleaned up. But I found this gorgeous vase, right? It's awesome, and the bottom of it is already painted in this real pretty gold. I mean, you can kind of see through it. It's not like heavily painted, but it's beautiful. And I thought, well, that is gonna look super cool with these arrows. It is. I need some place to put this. All right, let's just put it in there because I think we're done with this paint. All right. Trying to get a little bit of space here for us. So we're gonna put our lids on our pastes, scoot them out of the way, because this obviously is glass. So we're gonna use our ink for this, hence the apron. I love my apron though. It makes me feel like I'm down here like really doing some crafting and doing all that jazz. I do love my apron. And it actually, you get it as part of your startup kit. So when you become a designer, essentially what you're doing is, you know what, I'm gonna do a quick wash while we talk about that. Essentially, what you're doing is purchasing kind of like a starter business in like a kit, right? So it's a business kit, that's for sure. It comes with a few transfers. It comes with 5 chalk paste colors. It comes with a handful of surfaces. You get some thank you cards to get you started for your customers. And then it comes with this super cool apron. It's super cool. In the United States, it's only $99. It has like I think it's $250 right there, around $250-ish value for what comes in the package. So if you're going to be doing, whether you want to run it as a full business or not, if you're going to be doing quite a few of these projects, it's definitely worth the money, that's for sure, instead of outright buying like the individual things. It definitely is. And then as a result of making that jump and becoming a designer, you, from then on, as long as you remain an active designer, you get 40% off of all the retail prices on anything else from Chalk Couture that you purchase. So even if you're just a hobbyist and you like to make a whole lot of crafts either from your home or for your home, or if you do like craft fairs and that kind of stuff and you just want to use them along that line, it saves you so much money down the road. So if you guys are even remotely interested in learning exactly the details and ins and outs, because I don't want to bore everybody, some of you guys are just watching for fun, let me know though, and I can give you the rundown. It saves you a tremendous amount of money along the way. Plus you get all kinds of like cool training and become part of this super cool community, and you get into like these special Facebook groups that show you like all kinds of inspiration and stuff. It's totally worth it. I initially, not gonna lie, purchased my starter kit I joined anyway, I should say, for the 40% discount, because I knew that there was a handful of other things that I wanted to get, and so it just made sense for me to do it that way, and it saved me a tremendous amount of money down the road, for sure. So everything I have purchased in the last year has been heavily discounted, 40%. For sure. But then there's all kinds of opportunities where you can turn this into a true work from home style business that's super fun. I have a couple of friends who I've met along the way here who it's become their full-time job. Like they, there's a lot of different ways that you can supplement your regular income, or it can be your full-time, gig. It's awesome. It really is. And there's no pressure, there's no nothing along those lines. You run your business how you want to run your business, or just craft it up. Come on here with me in the evenings and make pretty stuff with me, for sure. So anyway, that's the rundown on that. I don't push the business too terribly often, but it's a good deal. This hair is driving me crazy. I gotta get it out of my face, especially with the ink. I do not want it to flop into the ink and then have a mess, because our ink's permanent once you like let it dry and heat set it and all that jazz. So I do not want to get it on my clothes or anything. Again, hence the apron. That's how we got to talking about that. The apron has actually been updated too, and it's kind of like a dark denim. It's gorgeous. I might have to get the new apron just so I can show you guys. It's gorgeous. It's super cool. This is the original design. As far as I know, I don't think there was a design prior to this. This was the one that came out obviously whenever I became a designer, but I guess potentially there could have been a different one. I'm trying to think, how am I going to get this? Round surfaces for me can be a little bit more challenging than your flat surfaces, because they have the tendency to move on you. We're going to do this. All right, so here's our vase. Awesome. See how I was telling you it's got the cool gold on the bottom? And here's our black ink. We're gonna do it in black. I think that's gonna make a super cool contrast. And we're gonna do it. Good thing about the ink is that it takes a much longer time to dry on your surface. So if you have anything that you just, wanted to try again, you can just wipe it off as long as it doesn't start to dry on you, but you're talking a long time to dry. Long time. I let my inked projects sit overnight to make sure they're fully dried and whatnot before I heat set them. Absolutely. All right, so with glass though, and I mean this one I have used, not a lot though, so it is still pretty sticky. You want to make sure you fuzz really well, because glass obviously is a non-porous surface, unlike wood and that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you get you want to make sure it sticks really well, but you do not want your transfer to end up stretching. It's not straight when you peel it off. So you want to make sure that you have a healthy little layer of fuzz on there. All right, let's see if we can get this to go across like such without making too many air bubbles. All right, and press down, go across, a little bubble there. Actually a line of bubbles. But with ink, so you definitely have to be conscious of it being permanent, and that, wherever it goes, it could definitely stay forever. But what's super cool about it is that you have a lot more time to work with it, right? So there are a lot of benefits with the slower drying time, in that you do not need to rush. You can take your time. You could do these individual arrows in separate colors if you wanted, and you're still not going to have to worry about it drying on you. All right, I'm doing my best to make sure I got out all these air bubbles, because I want it to look awesome when we peel it up. But I think this is going to be a cool vase for flowers, or anything really. It would be cool. People are doing a lot of those like pebble type vases where they fill them up with different rocks and whatnot, but that's not what we're going to do. All right, I think we're good. Let's get to it. See if we can do this without getting ink everywhere. All right, so we're just going to dip straight into our ink. And I think I want to, for the sake of it, I'd like to be able to go side to side, but I'm afraid it's not going to work for me, so I'm going to go up and down. With the ink, we're going to start in the teal portion up here and drag straight down. And just go across it. Try not to work it too much, but make sure you get good coverage. You don't want to go back and forth over it too much. The ink is a little bit thinner consistency, So it can, especially on glass, go underneath our transfers. So you just don't want to like play around with it too much, but take your time. You've got all the time in the world to get it covered. All right, we're just gonna keep going, keep going. Almost got it all covered. Tiny little bit on the bottom. All right, I'm gonna just take my squeegee and gently go over it all. Make sure I don't have any clumps or lines in those arrows because they will dry in there. Any excess we peel off just goes right back into our container so we can use it again. I'm just gonna keep cleaning, 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 spinning, pressing. We're almost there. All right. I think that went pretty smoothly. I don't notice any error looking bubbles, so I think we're gonna be okay. All right, cool. But like I said, good thing about, make sure you check your fingers too, because you do not want, you just don't want the ink on your fingers. All right, we're gonna start this edge and we're slowly gonna start peeling up. And we're gonna peel all the way around, rotating as we go. You can see how well it sticks to the glass, which is great in the fact that you don't typically have a whole lot of bleeding issue as long as you make sure you get out all those air bubbles. But you ultimately do not want to stretch your silk screen, so take your time. We're almost there. Awesome. Oh my gosh, it looks like absolutely perfect. All right, let me get this towel out of the way. Scoot this back. And I'm going to let you guys admire this awesomeness, and I'm gonna just run this under some quick water. So give me just a quick second. Look at that, talk amongst yourselves, do all that jazz, and give me just a brief second to get this ink off of here. Doesn't completely have to come off, but because it's not, I mean, it's obviously still wet, it's definitely not dry. But the sooner you can get the ink off, the less staining you'll have on your transfer. The staining doesn't hurt anything. It really doesn't. I just like my transfers to look as clean as possible, so I do my best to wash them right away. I do. I know it's a little distracting for you guys, and I much appreciate you waiting it out because it is ever so important for your transfers. And those silk screens are reusable over and over and over again, so you need to take care of them. You know, you spent the money buying them, you might as well take care of them, and then you get to use them again and again and again, especially our club designs, because they are exclusive and limited edition. If you are not a club member at this point and you enjoy making crafts and watching this type of stuff, you should definitely look into it. My lights are flickering. I seriously hope we don't lose power. That would be no good. It would seriously be no good. I can't have that. Not today, folks. Not today. All right. Got some ink on my fingers, so I'm definitely gonna make sure I get all of that off, because if I end up touching my shirt or my pants or anything like that, it will stay there. That's for real. It is, it is. All right, let's put you away before we make a mess. And yikes, we're good to go. All right, cool. This turned out way more beautiful than I even imagined. All right, let me zoom in here so you guys can see the arrows. Right, we just took a very basic but pretty pre-painted vase, add a little bit of extra bling onto it and personalized it and made it our own. It'll look fabulous with a big old bouquet of flowers. And like I said, you could even do like the rocks to fill up that bottom portion too. That would be really pretty. Would be really pretty. So let's see what we ultimately end up doing with it, and then I'll take pictures for you. And you guys can see, for real. All right, so that was our second project that we did with the transfer, and then our Live the Life You Have Imagined house with our found surface little heart cutout. Awesome, right? And so ultimately, let me think. I bet 3, 4, less than $10 in actual material costs. My cost, though, like I said, we do get 40% off of the house cutouts. The house cutouts come in a 2-pack. I'm trying to remember what they are retail. I want to say maybe they, let's look. But anyway, what I'm getting at is these products, oh, look at that. I stuck my hand right in that clean transfer. See how sticky they stay after you clean them? If you clean them properly, which I'm going to have to do now because I got fingerprints all over that. But anyway, man, that light's flickering. I hope that's not distracting for you guys. It's driving me crazy. So our cost is obviously like the 40% off, which is a huge benefit to being a designer. That vase, I think, cost me $3, which I thought was super reasonable for as big as it is. It's huge. It's a really nice quality vase, and it has that gorgeous gold on the bottom, and we really ramped it up. That stuff you'd see at the florist for like 15, 20 bucks. We made it for $3. We did. Plus the use of our transfer, which ultimately probably is like $1 or $2, and then we did use a very minimal amount of ink. So I'm going to go like for $4, we made this gorgeous piece, which you could purchase likely from a florist for like 15 or 20 bucks. So, yeah. All right, here are our house cutouts. $12.99 for the 2-pack. Okay, so you're looking at like $6.50 for the house. So yeah, like 10 bucks, 10, 11, $11. And we made both of these gorgeous products. And they are projects, and they actually kind of look cute together. You could even give these together as a retailer type or a realtor type gift, or a welcome to your new home housewarming gift for a friend. I don't know. They're awesome. But anyway, enough of that. We just like doing it for fun. Not really. I actually sell a whole lot of my finished goods. I donated all of my profits during the month of February on my finished goods sales to our partner organization, charitable organization this month. Since it is the month of love, I thought that would be the ideal month to do that, and I am like inches away from my goal. I will get there. I've got a few more days, a couple of little projects. I might actually go ahead and sell these two. If I were to sell these two, that would push me well over my goal. So maybe that's what I'll do, right? And then I will be an official light maker. That's what they call you whenever you reach a certain point in donations. Basically, yeah, I'm so close. It's happening. It's happening. But anyway, these are our 2 projects for tonight. I thank you guys ever so much for stopping in and watching them. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. I had a blast. Plus, it's always cool to come up with some little outside of the box type things that you can use your club for, because as we all know, it is reusable. So it's nice to show you guys a few different things that you could potentially do with yours when you get them. That way you're not just thinking that you have to do it the standard way. This is the first project that we made more in like a standard board style with the Go Confidently part, right? And then the arrows we did in gold, which is cool. But then, aside from that, I always like to use found surfaces and other different things to spruce it up a little bit and make it a whole lot more fun. Next week, we have a really cool one. I've got most of that project put together. I just haven't decided one last piece to it. So I'm going to figure that out during this week, and you guys are definitely going to want to come back on Saturday. I'll be back to Saturdays to see part 3 of our Club Couture. Also, if you guys want, come back tonight. What time is it? Do we know? I don't. So I'm going to say, let's shoot for 7:30. Let's shoot for 7:30 Central Time tonight. Come back to this channel and let's open our new designs. Guys, I am so excited. The new designs from our newest catalog are in my hands, and I have been waiting for you all to look at them. All right, so hopefully I see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see ya. That's for sure. And enjoy the downtime, and I'll catch you guys back real soon. All right, love you guys. Have a wonderful night. If you're not able to come back, just come and check the replay out. That'd be cool. And then let me know what some of your favorite designs are and which ones you want me to make first, because there's going to be so many ideas running through my head that I might need a little help figuring out what we're going to do first. All right, guys. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye.